Be sure to head on over to the new Discord community, link is in the description. We talk both music and ponies and are currently looking to expand our mod team. Those with experience are welcome to apply. Alright, on to the video. Hey, for the Black Queen here, and this is my first fan work reaction for over a year since the last thing that I did. I don't remember what it was. I think it was like WW Brothers or something. But this is also gonna be the first album reaction that I'm gonna do. Now, right now, I'm staying with pony content. I don't know how it's gonna be in the future, but there's a good chance like I could probably start doing some other kinds of albums. I'm not really sure, honestly, because copyright tends to be like an issue with all that. That aside, we are going to be doing the album Carousel, an examination of the Shadow, Creekflow, and its life as an afterthought. That is quite the King Gizzard-like title for an album. But yeah, for those who don't know, I am a big music fan. I don't know how you wouldn't know that at this point. I have been wanting to do like album reactions for a long time now, and part of me also wanted to do just like non-pony albums as well. But I feel like I want to have a separate channel for all music content like that, because I do have ideas of what I really wanted to do music-wise and channel-wise as well. So I'm looking at the Vylet Pony wiki. She actually has her own wiki page, which is awesome. So I don't really know too much about Vylet Pony. I know that she's a musician. I've heard the name for years, and the thing that struck me about this album was the fact that on, I believe it was Rate Your Music, it actually reached a very high user placement on the recent popular albums, and it was actually getting into non-brony circles, and even some people that I knew that weren't bronies were actually really liking this album. So I'm very interested to hear it. It was an album by Vylet Pony. I don't know which album. I don't know if it was like the 7th, 8th, 9th, or whatever. Okay, it was released on August 18th, 2023. It is an hour and 8 minutes. It's got 14 songs. And it says Era, the Era of Shadow Chapter 1 Creekflow. Curious as to what that's about. Carousel is a concept album. I do know that. Vylet has stated the themes are meant to be by discussed and interpreted wikis. It is generally agreed upon that Carousel is about nostalgia. Okay. Now, before the release of Carousel, Vylet's websites contained elements of an alternate reality game. The blog was created for one of the titular characters of the album, Creekflow. Okay, so Creekflow is a pony character, I'm guessing. Users could submit questions to Creekflow and get answers. That's about it. I had to close the Chrome tab because the thing was bugging on me. So we're going to get right into this. This is going to be a bit long. This is an hour and I believe 8 minutes. So we have 14 songs. We're going to be starting with Let's Fly to the Castle. Looks like there's a few other artists throughout this, which is nice. I only recognize Noaking, by the way. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get right into it. This is Carousel, an examination of the Shadow, Creekflow, and its life as an afterthought by Vylet Pony from 2023. In 3, 2, 1. Alright. I'm gonna get comfortable and listen. And I'll pull up the lyrics too. There's no lyrics on this one, but I'll pull them up if there is any. That's some awesome synth in there. Also, Let's Fly to the Castle is the Celestia toy reference, I know, and maybe even a Vivi Reverie reference. Very synth heavy, I'm noticing. Which is common for pony music. Segue. Pony Rock is track 2. It includes Galaxy Squid and Neko Snicker. Don't know who they are though. The pony samples. Colorful flowers. AJ. Reminds me of Sunshine Celery Stalks. That was a nice little synth transition there. Stereo panning was good there. For a song called Pony Rock, it's actually not very literally rocking, but opens up. Is that synth again? That's an amazing synth solo. I am feeling a very nostalgic feel to it. Segue. Okay, some songs are segueing into each other, which is nice. Constellation Cradle. Interesting. Okay, this one's pretty intricate. Oh, wow. What is this, like progressive electronic? That's what it feels like, at least. It's probably actually a more specific electronic style this is based off of. And now it's 2011 dubstep. Which I love, by the way. And now it's jazz. Yeah, this is very proggy. This is my favorite one so far, by the way. That was a very awesome intro there. And 8-bit in the background too. Interesting vocal effect. I'm getting My Chemical Romance vibes too with those vocals. String plucking. Yeah, this song is good. I really like this one. Playing with Stars makes sense with the title, actually. Don't really know what it's about, though. Segue into track 4, which is How to Talk to Your Shadow, question mark, with Astro Eden. Starting to feel a bit more like a cabinet. Did I say cabinet? I meant cabaret, by the way. Discord. I think I said cabinet. I meant cabaret, by the way. No hacking. And that goes into... So that was an interlude. That goes into track 5, Brohoof. And this is the most streamed one, too. And... Okay. Very bassy synth. Okay, this is... I don't know if I like this one more than Constellation Cradle, but I might. I think I think I like Constellation Cradle more, but this is really close. The samples. This is groovy. Some good funk pop. Or electro funk. Either. Either one works. I really love the bass line in that then. That was a really good bass line. And this one honestly kind of reminds me of Michael Jackson a bit. Nice. That one was a really good one. I like that one. That's up there with my favorites of the album. The chromatic bass line was really good and really catchy. I might come back to that one a bit more. This is called Bass Cannon. This has Jesse Nowak, which makes sense. Bass Cannon, if you guys know, Jesse Nowak is a Vinyl Scratch's fandom VA. Oh. That's more what I thought about when I thought of Bass Cannon. Oh, Jesse. Very interesting soundscapes on this album so far. Space cannon. Nice. I love hearing like just vinyl scratch and the mix of it. Very interesting use in the samples during those little breakdowns. That's not how. This is not how I expected this track to go. To start off, Crush, Kill, Destroy, Swag, which is of course a Pony.Mauve reference from Hot Diggity Demon. There's got to be like a hard drop or something with this. They're not gonna have that title and then just not have it be like this heavy, I don't know, electronic banger. So maybe they will. Not the drop I was thinking. It's a very chill song for something called Crush, Kill, Destroy, Swag. Maybe that's the point. There's a very complex layering with the instruments here, especially with the panning. Still got half the song to go. Kind of like breakbeat. Now this is reminding me of Aphex Twin. No swag? It's a very experimental album, honestly. Which I wasn't expecting. Like, it's got its dance moments, and it's got its more poppy moments, and then it's got, like, very, almost like avant-garde moments like this. And a full glitchy outro. How they did the panning is really well. Like, it's really surrounding. You gotta listen to this with headphones on. Transition, and this is The Carry-On Child with Calamari Spider. I'm lost on the concept though. I don't know if it correlates to a story and all. I'll read a little bit more afterwards. Okay. Okay, now we're... Sounds more rocky here. Again, kind of proggy too. This album's all over the place. Especially this song, actually. This and Constellation Cradle, I think, have been like the most like dynamic songs in terms of like going from different styles. Okay. Get a bit more metal here. I like this one a lot. This one's really good. Especially this part of the song. That's synth solo. Another extended outro. They are a bit long, I think, like the previous one, like the extended outros. It's got a cool effect though. Again, the panning, it's like kind of tickles your ears. This one's called Hush, track 9. It's the longest track, I think. Yeah. 8 minutes. Oh. The panning. This reminds me of Rosetta Stone by Tool. What are these lyrics? The shadow from the title. Is it like anxiety? Is it something? Okay. Song's starting off interesting. Again, it reminded me of like Maynard's like acid rant at the beginning of Rosetta Stone and by Tool. So I'm not saying anything too much. I'm just kind of taking it in. It's a very nice sonic palette that they had going on there. Oh. Coming back to the synth guitars. Is that a... I assume the majority of it's keyboards, but it sounded like a... Actually, I don't even know what it sounded like. Vocals are really shining on this one too. I kind of think that one was gonna like do a bit more during that time. Like, I like the atmosphere of it, and I like the heavier sections too. But a lot of it felt very like it was kind of teasing. Again, really long outro sequence. I feel like some of these can probably be trimmed up about like 30 seconds. Because a lot of them do kind of sound the same, like the outros. Examining the Afterthought. And I believe that also relates to the title. Same. Hmm. I wonder what that's from. Still going, okay. It's supposed to be an interlude. Yes. We're already about halfway in. 23 minutes. This guy's letting it all out too. He's venting. And segue to flair for the dramatic. Me too. Me too. I like this chorus, but I think the vocals are a bit quiet. The instruments are a lot louder than it. Wow. I like how we're kind of stripping back and unplugging here. This one has a really big feel, I like it. It's got like this big wall of sound. That was a pretty good one. Again, probably another one of my favorites there. Still going. That was a really nice one. Now we got the title track, Carousel, featuring Nami, or Namii. I don't know. Kind of reminds me of Kate Bush, even. Like her later stuff, like 50 Words for Snow. It's got a very chamber music feel. Chamber pop. Those are some nice vocals. Something building up. And that piano just like is ominous in the background. That was some really tasteful strings. Now we're getting to more a bit of like 2000s soul. I really like this one, by the way. This is definitely one of my favorites on the album. Is this Nami singing? Or Nami? It's got a 6/8 feel to it. And the piano is just bringing things down. It's mixed really well. The mixing on this album, apart from I guess like the vocals sometimes, has been really, really smooth, and the vocals on here are mixed pretty good too. During the louder instrument moments, maybe not, but wow, that might be my favorite, honestly. That was a really impactful one. The vocals on it were really good, and the different instrument, the different styles, like the musical styles throughout it, was really good too. I like that. We'll move on. Futura is track 13. It's an interesting piano preset on that. picking up. Yeah, this one's pretty smooth. Very comforting too. And yeah, goes pretty well into the title of this one, Creekflow, which I can hear what sounds like a creek flow. And Creekflow is the character, I believe. Oh, this is the last track, by the way. It's a nice outro. You got some nice guitars in it. And it sounds real. It doesn't sound like synthesizer. It sounds finger plucked. Oh. Oh wow. That scream though. It's very buried in the mix though. I wish I could hear it a little bit better. This is a really cool ending song. It's got that big wall of sound energy. right. And it just ends there. Huh. I feel like that was going into another song there. I don't know, maybe it goes into the next album, honestly. Some people do that. But yeah, that was Carousel, an examination of the Shadow Creek. It was Carousel by Vylet Pony. And yeah, I think I really liked that. It was a lot different than what I was expecting to hear from Vylet Pony, because I think I actually have heard like maybe a couple songs, and they were more akin to Constellation Cradle and Brohoof. They were more akin to those songs. Like they had a bit more energy to them. And honestly, those might be some of my favorite songs on here. Was Constellation Cradle, Brohoof, and then going down the Carrion Child was really cool. It had a bit heavier edge to it. I like the chorus in Flare for the dramatic, and then Carousel was really beautiful. So yeah, there's a number of songs in here. I'd definitely come back to this album for those alone. But the middle portion honestly might have brought things down a tiny bit. I guess I wasn't too big on Crush, Kill, Destroy Swag. Maybe I was just expecting something heavier with that title. But overall, I didn't really feel too much with the instrumental on that one. Kind of the same for Hush, at least like at the beginning. I did feel it was taking its time, but I just don't know if the payoff was quite there on that one. I think I still enjoyed that one. Maybe it didn't need to be 8 minutes. I'm all for 8-minute songs. You know, sometimes usually they have to like kind of keep that attention, but Hush might have been dragged out a tiny bit. Examining the Afterthought, that was a interlude, as was How to Talk to Your Shadow. I think that was the Examining the Afterthought. That was like the one where like that guy was ranting about the kids on his lawn or whatever, which is pretty interesting. I'm curious what the backstory is on that. The last two tracks were nice. They were nice and calm, especially Creekflow. I really liked how that one was, and the big opening to it at halfway into the song where just all the instruments just kind of let loose there. Like it was really well done how they ended that album. I do think the beginning half was my favorite of the album though, but definitely with some exceptions going throughout. There was some, especially Carousel. Carousel was a really good song, and the Carrion Child as well. Like those, definitely want to come back to those at some point. Let me go ahead and look at the lyrics of this one. I pulled it up. Not lyrics, sorry, the song info. I'm looking at Genius, which is, I think it's unreviewed, but still. Cyberpixel says Carousel is an album about a Pegasus musician, Vylet, and her shadow. I thought it was about Creekflow. Maybe they got that wrong. Maybe somewhere else got that wrong. I don't know. Aren't you excited to join us for an adventure like none other? A foray through dreams and chaos. What will happen when Vylet discovers a magical carousel at the Ponyville Fair? Aren't you excited to find out? That's an interesting little album description there. There's a lot of spelling mistakes. There's grammatical mistakes in this. Honestly, I don't know if I should read these because like they're all unreviewed. It looks like I'm just trying to find like the meaning to the album. Someone says here, a foray through dreams and chaos, and she finds a magical carousel at a Ponyville Fair. That's interesting. I could definitely like take a look at the lyrics at some point, maybe after this video. I'm not going to go through all the lyrics again. I think I like this album. I think I was expecting a bit differently, which is why like I'm a bit like unsure of what to think about the album, but I think I liked it. I think it was a pretty good album. Not sure I'd say that this is the best MLP album that I've heard, which is surprising that it got pretty high up on Rate Your Music. That might be a bit more akin to, I guess, what people on that website like. They put Kid A pretty high, and I'm not really a big fan of Kid A. I didn't say this kind of reminds me of that, but it reminded me of Aphex Twin, actually, some bits of it, so that I mentioned that. Especially, I think, parts in Hush, Crush, Kill, Destroy, Swag. Like, there was, like, these very surreal, breakbeat almost, instrumental loops, or like the percussion loops. It felt kind of 90s in a way, and then like some more modern elements with like the big walls of like synths and guitars that felt very. I had some memories of. I had some akin to like My Chemical Romance throughout there. And then a lot of it was very experimental. That's the biggest surprise to me, like how experimental this album was. Because I knew that some had described it as like progressive pop. I don't know if I'd quite use that word apart from like say Constellation Cradle. I think that was probably the most progressive on the album. I'd say that this is very experimental above everything else. Some people say it's the same thing. I don't. I think experimental is more combining non-musical elements into ways that can be questioned as music, And then progressive is obviously music. It's just having more, having more intricate and complexities to the sound, the style, the songwriting. And I think this leans more to experimental than it does progressive. But I think there's there's hints of progressive as well throughout the album. A lot of it was, again, very electronic too. Actually, that was a big part of it, is it being very electronic. I really loved Brohoof though, and I really loved Constellation Cradle. Those are gonna be the two I come back to most, I'm sure. But I'm sure listening to the album again a few more times will probably get me to like the other, some of the other songs too. I'm glad I finally got to listen to this album because people have been recommending it, honestly. And if I can recommend something back, check out Vol's albums on YouTube. Meriwether, Mycelium, Mares with Attitude. Those are some really good ones. I promise you guys will like them. You just gotta put up with some like AI processed vocals. Real vocals, but coded into AI ponies. But yeah. That's all I gotta really say for this one. I'm glad I was able to check it out. Let me know if there's any other pony-related albums that I should check out at some point. Maybe more from Vylet Pony, maybe more from others. I've checked out Forever Free Brony before. Mainly one album, which I actually have. I have his Lost and Found album. One with Derpy and the Doctor on it. It's really cute. That'll be all. Hope you enjoyed the commentary. God bless you, safe up and stay. And as always, goodbye.